This might just be your new favorite fish recipe, my dad's
椒鹽龍利
salt and pepper sole fish. By the end of this video, you'll know how to make the crispiest fish paired with the most addictive seasonings.
首先咧，切葱先嗱，切葱啦，我用咗啲葱白呢度。
First, we'll dice up the white parts of 2 green onions, then a small chili pepper.
嗰啲紅椒仔，隨你如果係鹽辣嘅就唔好俾嚇，啲少少一個夠啦。
Then we'll need 2 cloves of garlic.
半個安士拍碎，
We'll smash and peel them, then mince.
剁碎佢。薑少少我嚟醃魚嘅。
We'll first cut an ounce of ginger into thin slices, then lay them down and cut into strips. Then turn them perpendicularly to mince. Next, we'll need a red onion.
嗱，洋葱你可以俾可以唔俾啊，不過我哋今日做呢個視頻咧，就個效果好啲，因為靚啲嘅視頻啊，半個安士咁上下都 OK 啦。
We'll cut the onion first into strips, then turn 90 degrees to mince.
粒啊！
We don't have time to cover knife skills here, but check out our comprehensive masterclass on Chinese knife techniques in the CANTO Cooking Club. Learn more at club.madewithlao.com.
配料整好晒啦，如果蒸利魚啦魚龍利魚，我今日係用1磅咁上下龍利魚。首先剪條尾先啊，
We'll first cut off the end of the tail.
嗱剪晒呢啲邊佢，
Then we'll cut off all of the fins on the edge of the fish.
然之後咧，我哋又刮碎輪，打碎啲輪骨嗰陣嘅嗬，刮下佢。喺 Chinatown 買咧，佢就會幫你刮。呢啲喺 Costco 買嘅。 Costco 唔會幫你割㗎嚇。
Nicole from our team asked if there are certain types of fish we should use or avoid.
多骨嗰啲魚就唔係好適宜啦。譬如我哋廣東人就唔會用鯪魚嚟做佢啦，鯪魚太多骨。呢個龍利就唔算多骨，佢係個邊啊嘛。
如果你買塊魚已經除晒啲骨，炸唔炸得啊？
得，
唔會爛晒啊？
唔會，一樣係咁做法啫嘛。好啦，乾淨。
After scraping off the scales, we'll rinse the fish in water.
然之後洗佢。
We'll make sure all the scales wash off and all the edges are clean.
剪上一邊嚇，咁乾淨啦，係嘛？咁咧呢條魚切咗6嚿啦，嗱。
We'll cut the fish into 6 similarly sized pieces like so. The thickness of each piece will be about 1 inch to 1.5 inches.
擺喺呢度。
Linda from Patreon asks, how do you pick fresh fish?
通常喺美國買魚咧，唔新鮮嘅佢唔俾你賣。同埋一個，如果你喺魚檔度咧，俾個手撳一撳佢，個魚肉會彈翻起，嗰條魚就新鮮啦。如果撳咗落去咧，佢凹咗落去唔得起咧，嗰條魚就唔新鮮啦。睇條魚就條魚佢魚眼係黑色嘅，嗰條魚就新鮮。同埋睇下個腮，嗰個腮係白嘅啫，就唔新鮮啦。個腮係紅色嘅咧，就新鮮啦。咁之後咧，切好之後咧，我哋用啲胡椒粉撈撈佢，1/4個茶匙，鹽咧俾半個茶匙，撈撈佢。
We'll mix the seasoning into the fish with our hand.
炸之前咧，就俾啲蛋撈佢淋乾粉啊！我俾2/3嘅薑撈過佢，去腥，嗰啲腥味啦嘛，咁樣至。
We have all of these ingredients listed on our blog at madewithlao.com, along with step-by-step instructions and video clips to guide you as you make the recipe at home. After marinating the fish, we'll create the addictive salt and pepper seasoning.
呢個鹽咧，半個茶匙夠啦。呢個蒜子鹽就半個茶匙，個五香粉1/4個茶匙，胡椒粉就1/4個茶匙。好啦，就基本上呢個味就夠好手啦。雙尾炸好細，撈嘅時候先用。通常咧，你喺餐館做佢唔會落蒜子鹽，不過我自己做嘅時候，我落多啲蒜子鹽落去，佢香啲。
Salt and pepper is a fixture on every Western dining table, shorthand for salt and black pepper. However, in the context of Chinese cooking, the pepper refers to white pepper and often other spicy seasonings. Even though they come from the same fruit, white pepper's flavor profile is more subtle and woody, while black pepper's flavor profile is more floral and forward. As famous as Chinese salt and pepper dishes are, there is no single definitive Chinese salt and pepper formula, as each recipe is shaped by preference and ingredient availability. While you can cook almost any protein in this style, my dad will show you how to master fresh fish and how to get that crispy yet tender texture in every bite.
好啦，朋友們，嗱，菠蘿嘅椒鹽龍利嗰嘢就準備好晒啦，而家準備開始炸嗬。平時咧我就用成隻雞蛋，我就今日單純用隻雞蛋黃落俾隻撈嘅啫，唔用蛋白。我諗下佢嘅後果會更加好，試下嚇。撈過佢咧，啲顏色會炸起嚟更加靚，同埋佢可以將啲乾粉咧會黐得更加緊，佢會更加脆啲。
We'll mix the egg yolk in with the fish using our hands, making sure every piece is coated.
撈之後咧就用乾粉啦。嗱，我今日用6個湯匙嘅生粉，嚟睇下。
有啲如果係炸你要用麵粉咧，點解而家？
麵粉咧佢會腍啲，炸嘢咧又用生粉咧唔會咁腍。整咗之後咧就冧粉咯。用蛋黃嘅好處咧，佢就將啲會黐得緊啲嗰啲生粉，咁食起嚟佢咪脆啲咯，係嘛？因為啲蛋黃係結啲嘅。
Shirley from the CANTO Cooking Club asks, how can you easily pick out the bones so you don't accidentally swallow them?
食魚咧就咪要慢慢食噶啦，
慢慢食，
要慢慢食，唔好食得咁急。
邊個地方
呢個咧食魚骨，涮魚骨最叻噶啦，涮骨就要學到爹哋嗰啲技巧啦。
Yeah, what's your secret?
Gotta have patience.
We'll continue coating the fish with the cornstarch, making sure every side is well covered. Then it's time to break out the wok for deep frying.
而家就開始炸嗰啲魚啦嚇，開火，開到最大火，燒紅隻鑊先。
點知道可以嘅？
啲手摸落去知啦。呢個油咧係上次炸過嘅啫，好靚啲油。
咩油啊？
粟米油10安士，唔夠1磅，係12安士咁上下最多係。
The reason we're using corn oil here instead of something like olive oil is because olive oil has what is called a lower smoke point, which is the temperature at which the oil starts shimmering or rippling and starts smoking or burning. Smoking oil isn't always a problem and sometimes even desired for getting that perfect wok hei in your stir fry, but it's a sign that the oil is breaking down, which can release burnt or bitter flavors or even harmful free radicals. Here's a chart that highlights the smoke points of a few of the most common cooking oils. There are a few other factors that go into selecting oils, like whether they're neutral or flavored, or refined or unrefined. Most cooking oil is created by extracting and compressing seeds and nuts, and oils that are unrefined, raw, or virgin are usually bottled almost immediately. They generally have more nutrients, but a lower smoke point and shorter shelf life. Refined oils go through more processing for a higher smoke point, a longer shelf life, and a more neutral flavor. For simplicity's sake, for frying, you generally want to use neutral refined oils like vegetable oil, refined olive oil, or corn oil.
我分開一次炸幾嚿咁啫嘛。將啲油咧燒到係呢個係華氏係300咁上下啦，就第一次炸就。而家230啊，混捏下佢嚇，捏咧佢將佢黐實啲啦嘛啲粉。如果你冇呢個嘅話咧，用個筷子擺落去，手尾有啲泡出嚟，咁就知道得㗎啦。
When the oil is at 300 degrees Fahrenheit, we can add in our first batch of fish.
好啦，而家開始炸，你擺落去唔好喐佢啫喎，等佢炸定下先。因為喐佢咧，嗰啲粉啊就會甩晒出嚟㗎啦，知嘛？
After adding the fish, we won't touch it for 20 to 30 seconds, but just let it fry.
好啦，而家咧就可以喐佢啦，冇佢黐底啦。
Then we can move the fish around gently, making sure they're getting fried evenly.
喐下佢。
When you are frying, how do you prevent oil from popping everywhere?
你要用個鑊唔好咁淺嘅，深啲嘅煲或者深啲嘅鑊，咁佢啲油咪唔會射上邊咯。同埋一定唔好有水濕咧，佢咪啲水咪透咯。俾你落咗粉嘅時候，我捏實佢，一個佢就容易啲粉黐住夠魚肉，一個咧佢啲水就唔會賺得細。而家個溫度就340啦，3慢火佢。
We'll monitor our oil temperature so it stays at around 300 degrees Fahrenheit.
而家就3慢火㗎啦。
After about 4 minutes of frying, we can take out the fish.
第一次咧炸到佢微黃都得，輕輕嗰啲黃色就得㗎啦。再翻炸一次，第一次就炸熟佢，慢火炸熟佢。第二次咧就炸到佢脆。反魚就好容易熟嘅啫。如果你話太烤啦，佢咪難熟啲咯。好啦，仲有幾塊炸埋佢慢火。
如果你加多油，可唔可以煮多啲嘢？
如果一次多啲油，咪可以炸多啲咯，係嘛？
你一定要浸晒。
一定要浸過佢。
We'll do the same 4-minute fry for the second batch of fish.
收尾嗰啲薄啲嘅、細嚿啲嘅，就可以炸時間短啲啦。啲魚尾。
For smaller pieces, you can remove them earlier if you see that they're done.
炸到黃色嚇，開始轉黃啦。
Then we'll take out the rest of the pieces.
好啦，而家咧燒翻猛啲油，跟住再炸。
點解你唔用嗰個夾硬筆晒啊？
我驚咁樣筆佢會整斷咗啲魚肉，所以我就係咁一個個夾出嚟。
Cheng from Patreon asks, how do you prevent the fish chunks from falling apart?
你唔好咁大力搞佢咯，好似我頭先咁擺落去一仔硬咗先至反佢，咁佢就唔會爛啦。唔夠油啦，咁慢慢搞佢就會爛啫。你夠油咁佢唔會爛啫。凡係炸魚你就切魚片啦，就唔好咁薄咯，太薄佢就容易爛咗碎咗。
For the second fry, we'll need to heat the oil up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
我而家有400度開始得㗎，將佢翻炸一次。
Then we'll add in our fish, being careful not to splash the hot oil.
而家要炸幾耐？
即好快就得㗎啦，1分鐘唔使都得㗎。
Nora from Patreon asks, how do you keep the fish dry when you're frying it, but also keep it moist inside?
俾蛋醬再淋粉，佢唔會乾。冇唔太慢火炸嘅時候咧，佢以為就乾啦。
慢火炸會乾啊？
梗係啦，慢火你就慢慢咁，佢入邊嗰啲汁就出晒嚟啦嘛。你猛火一炸佢，啲粉收緊咗，唔係包住入邊啲汁喺入邊咯。要開猛火啦，你開冷嘅。
After just 30 to 40 seconds of frying, we'll remove the first batch.
明嘛？
Then we'll repeat with the second batch.
好啦，炸埋呢啲就得啦。餐館通常呢啲係即刻炸咁樣，唔係話炸定喺度嘅。好啦，全部炸好晒，新火。
We'll turn the heat off and set aside our fried fish. Now we'll need a clean wok for our next step. We'll just use a new wok here for convenience, but you can pour out the oil and reuse the same wok.
好啦，而家開始咧，開隻鑊抽佢嚇，呢度唔使好多油嘅啫，湯匙就夠。
We'll spread the oil around the wok.
首先俾啲蒜頭上去，
Then we'll add the garlic and ginger.
辣椒，
Then follow with the chili peppers. We'll stir fry them for 10 to 20 seconds until they're fragrant. Then we'll follow with the red onion.
洋葱，
Then we'll add the green onion right after.
葱俾埋，炒香佢先嚇，入火。
Can you do this without deep frying it?
就咁煎啦，又或者係煎香啲都 OK 嘅，咪就冇個香咯，冇呢個效果唔同咯。煎同炸係兩種烹調嘅方法，煎咧就通常就唔會好椒鹽。
After just 40 to 50 seconds of stir frying the aromatics, we'll add in all of the fish.
俾晒佢落去。
We'll toss the fish around in the aromatics for about 15 to 20 seconds. Then we can add the seasoning we created earlier.
好啦，而家咧就俾嗰啲鹽，俾啲頭先嗰啲鹽上去咯
My dad likes to pour it into his hand first, then sprinkle it.
慢慢揼落去。
We'll toss the fish in the wok while we sprinkle on the seasoning a bit at a time.
如果你唔識咁樣做咧，
唔識你俾鑊鏟，慢慢喺底下散，唔好喺半路咧，喺一半咧佢就會爛，整嚿魚整斷咗佢啦。喺底下咁不鏟上去，知得嘛？
Of course, you can also use a spatula to gently mix in the seasoning.
因為佢唔夠鹹，就收尾加落就得。
After about a minute of stir frying with seasoning, we'll add a final flavor enhancing ingredient.
放啲少少酒上去，炸一陣酒佢，香啲。
We'll add a splash of cooking wine and give it a toss.
好啦，閂火。
Now we'll plate our fish in a visually appealing way. My dad likes it with the tails on opposite ends of the plate. And definitely don't forget to add the crispy aromatics at the bottom of the wok. Finally, we can serve this crispy treat to our family.
好好食啊！呢個菜咧喺餐館係賣好多㗎，爹哋做嗰啲餐館都賣好多呢個餸㗎。
好啦，希望椒鹽龍利就好多啦，希望大家中意。紅堆吃龍利咯！
好食啊！
Mommy finger, where are you? Here I am.
How
Do you?
do
You got it, bud.
YouTube thinks you'll like this recipe next. Let's see if they're right. A huge thank you to our wok stars and all of our chefs in the CANTO Cooking Club.